All right, and we are live back on the old soapbox. All right, gang, it is March 19th here, 2020. I'm actually recording in the morning of the same day I'm going to release it. Just been a little crazy times in the past couple weeks or so, but a few things here. One, I know 2 weeks ago I released a podcast on my life story. Appreciate the feedback there. And then last week had a collaboration between myself and Dr. Sean, and just kind of talking about that Instagram post. And it was a really long one, so for those of you that got through it, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But it was a good civil conversation on just some disagreements in how to do what we do. But I think you find sanctuary in that when it's all said and done. I always try to find sanctuary that people are just trying to do the same thing, help people, and I think there's a lot of value to that. So I hope that obviously there are a lot of people that need help. Now, with that said, elephant in the room. It's almost exhausting to talk about, to hear. Obviously, we have the COVID-19 coronavirus sort of sweeping the world, and it's the conversation. And normally, I try to, really talk about anything at all, but try to stay away from things that everyone else is talking about, just because there's a lot out there. But it is unbelievable how this thing has really affected all of our lives. And I do want to talk about what I have been doing. What we have been doing, myself, my wife, my family, my gyms, and the hand plan, and just things that I'm involved in. And because I think, yesterday, the hand plan, myself, James and Spencer and Travis, we did a live stream for our hand plan community and talking about some of the things that we've done. And, it's clear that, this is really affecting a lot of people in different ways. So I want to be able to share everything I'm doing, not to say it's the best or the only way, just to give different practices, different best practices, what we've liked, what we haven't liked, and hopefully we can find some value in that stuff. So let me start with our gyms. So we decided to close our gyms this past weekend before really there's no real official mandate. There's just like lesson gatherings, but before all that, CrossFit One Nation decided to close. And I think there are a few reasons. Just one, you really have not much to gain by staying open at this point. There, and just saw the writing on the wall, and also, I work also at the Reebok World Headquarters, as you guys know, and seeing how we closed the gym last week, midweek, and then the gym was going to be closed as mandate for a minimum of 2 weeks. So areas of congregation, areas of people. So I was like, all right, well, let's do this. And obviously the fear was, all right, well, if we close our gyms down, are we going to lose our membership base? And if we do that, how long can we stay in business? And how long can we give our employees, their salaries and pay their lifestyles? And so one, we committed to, we did our math and we figured out how long can we stay open, and every gym should do that math. And then another goal was, all right, well, if we provide enough value, I think our members will want to stay. And at least for the short term, fingers crossed that the economic downturn isn't so robust where everyone has to tighten the belt, and that is the definition of a recession, because everyone gets affected because of that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But currently, we seem to be seeing pretty good efficacy with what we've been doing, and we decided we're running full virtual classes. So we're leveraging the platform Zoom at CrossFit One Nation. We have I think 4 classes throughout the day. They are live classes, an instructor, and then one of our coaches, full-time coaches, and then they have a whole setup, which is pretty cool, and they can see everyone else on the screen. So it's sort of like this interactive workout setting, which is really, really awesome. And so we see 40 to 50 people per class kind of jumping in and taking class and communicating. And then we also did a gear rental program. So we've done that as well. So I think it's really cool because, we're seeing a transition in our business model. So I think there's a big takeaway there. But I think more importantly, we're seeing the value of our gym now be taken outside the gym. So yeah, instead of you coming to the gym, we bring the gym to you, and that's sort of the model, and that's the tagline of what we're trying to do. And it seems to be pretty effective so far, and we're learning best practices of how to run a really good online class, such as, one, just the technology piece. Having a camera that is actually streaming is really helpful, right? So you're the admin account, and then having actually you're logged in as a participant on another computer screen or big TV, so then you can see everyone else. Like, you can set it all up so you can see everyone in the room. That's really helpful. So as a coach, you can call people out and talk people, but having a couple screens are helpful. Having ear pods in so you can give them a better audio experience, so you're talking right to them, so it's not in this big echoey room. Kind of really leveraging the group instructor piece, where now it's like normally CrossFit coaches are, teaching, seeing, and correcting. Where here you're doing a little teaching, but a lot of motivation. You're actually going to work out with them a little bit. You're going to do a lot more movement with them. You're probably not going to want silence more than 20 seconds, but you're also going to have some silence in there, so you're not talking the entire time to them. Letting them communicate with one another before and after class. So like making sure that when they join a meeting, the default is set to mute, but also that they can, you open it up so they can always join even before you get there, so people can get ready to rock. So there's a lot of those little things that we've learned and been really, really helpful. And a lot of communication with our staff. And then also all of our staff taking class. Like, we've been taking each other's classes, showing that we're all in this together, we're all supporting each other, we're also doing what we're asked to in this time of, hey, like, there's some clear directives that the society and the government and culture wants us to do, and I think we should do that. I think no one's above that or below that. So I think that, it's a good thing to set the example, and hopefully our membership can endure and our gyms can endure. But it's really, really helpful to have our gym that is still active and into it, and it's honestly, it's emotional sometimes to see it, and I know we're not the only gym, but it really is appreciated. And the other thing we do at Reebok CrossFit, it's a little different because of Zoom and those things. It's just because it's a company, so like leveraging different types of platforms that, they have all different things, but we decided to do YouTube Live, and it's a very different experience, but I think there's a different pro and con there. So one of the big, Zoom does record, but right now the recordings are a little slow, so we're trying to build a library up. But YouTube Live is really cool because you can go live right away, and you can, again, stream your class. Everyone can log in, watch, partake, whatever it might be. Interaction is much lower, right? So it's only comments, but the recording essentially happens right away, and it records, and you make it to a nice little playlist. Now you have a library of your virtual classes. So the digital library is really robust, easy to search, easy for people to get to. So way more searchable. And for us, we also have noticed in the past couple of days, we have people all around the world, right, that work at Reebok and Adidas that we're trying to help as well. So creating a searchable workout database is important for people in different time zones, because not everyone's going to be able to log into 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 4:30 p.m. So the times might not be perfect. So there's that. So I think that's one of those things where we really, and getting engagement is going to be a little harder, but also giving people those resources are also really good. So we've also offered way more classes because of the offerings that we have, right? So we have an at-home fitness class, we have a HIIT yoga class, and we also have a mobility class that we offer throughout the day. So and that all four of the gyms doing challenges like push-up challenges, squat challenges, also incorporating some type of nutrition challenge. These are things that we're doing to engage at home. And not only that, just constant communication and touch base via email, social media, and then just us on email. So those are the things that we're doing. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my fellow coaches yesterday, and it's like, man, I'm exhausted. And he put it, we've never been more plugged in. It's almost like you're always on. So it's a very different world where, like in a CrossFit gym or any gym, like you coach your class, you have your people, but there's downtime. This is your very, very in. And I noticed this even more with our Hammond Home program. So we launched a new program. It was something that we've actually always talked about. And then we're like, all right, well, this is a good time to do it. People need this. We need to do this. So we created Hammond Home, which is, and we wanted to make the price point very low, just because of the time. So we didn't want to gouge people, and we wanted to really help people and give it to all current subscribers. So essentially we just scale all of our current workouts that we make for the competitors and affiliates down to limited equipment or no equipment option. We do the same thing for auxiliary work and stretching. And it was, I think we priced it $4.99 of for those that don't have it. And the purpose for that was just to really help people. And it's an amazing one. I think that myself and James and Spencer and Travis are this is our best program. I think the programming's the coolest. It's funny how that works, and it's going to shape a lot of what we do in the future. But it's been amazing. And the reason why it's amazing, because of watching the people do this stuff, we've never been tagged more. We've never been engaged more online. It's really, really cool. And it's cool to see people doing this with their family, their friends, doing these workouts. And you still, some people that have robust home gyms also doing all of the same stuff at home as it's programmed. But then you see people, doing the zero equipment option, and people all connected. And this universal scalability and applicability of CrossFit is really highlighted right now. So those are just some of the things that we're doing, and we're also doing videos every day for the Hammond Home now, just because it's really important for people to see and hear, and also it's a nice touch base. I think people, the content consumption is so high now, and so and some things that break my heart. People make fun of it, oh, everyone's jumping on the at-home workout program. Well, yeah, there's a lot of trainers and there's a lot of people that have gyms, and there's a lot of people that want inspiration and motivation and direction, and it's phenomenal. I mean, let's not knock people down for doing things that are helpful, but also can help their livelihood. I just, it's just a difficult time. I mean, this is, and let's support, and when it comes to fitness, it's a good thing. It's not like we're selling crazy things or giving away crazy things. It's just, we're here to support each other. So I think it's great, and I'm glad that so many people are doing it. If there's going to be a market flood with people that want to help people, I'm in, right? And, and then just this whole, and then work from home, right? So it kind of dovetails nicely into working from home. Obviously, I'm home, and at Reebok we're definitely working from home, and the gym is also unique because we for sure we're going to be not leveraging those facilities for a while, and then beyond that we also have our child Haley. She's home, daycares are closed, and my wife, who always in work from home. But now we've just changed the equation with all of us, and it's definitely a challenge. And just what I do is, since Maren and I are watching Haley all day, and we both have to work full time, we set up a very strict schedule of, all right, what's your day? What are your non-negotiables? What are your meetings? Blah blah blah. All right, what are yours? We try to let those match up, and then we make our schedule accordingly. And then I try to wake up every day at 4:55. I come downstairs and I get my workout in. I give myself 1 hour, and I do almost the full hand plan. I just write in, I mix it up just to fit sort of the cold 5 a.m. garage into my work, into the harder session, and just some accessory work and lifting that usually takes a good hour. And then if I'm gonna work out again, I work out again at night after Haley goes down around 7 o'clock or 8. But throughout the day, I'm either watching Hales or working, and back and forth. And I will tell you that, it's we don't really have opportunity for too much boundaries other than all right, my office is right here, I work here, Haley can be upstairs or downstairs, Maren's office is upstairs. We can separate, but obviously we're watching the kids. So I definitely think that my one piece of advice is set a strict schedule with you and your partner or your spouse or whomever you're with. Certainly if you have a child, and that can be really helpful, just because you can't be we'll both watch. Now, I think it's one person watches, one person works, and I think that can be super helpful. It's worked well for us. No doubt exhausting. The days are long. It's so funny. For those of you gosh, I don't know what to do in quarantine. It's like, well, I can give you a lot to do. So, if you need something to do, let me know. I got something for you. But obviously, staying busy is not the problem. It's how do you stay productive? I think that's probably the biggest thing. So that's kind of, that's the main stuff that we've been working on, and obviously the Ham Studio and virtualization. Like, the Ham Studio has never been busier with all the filming and things that we're doing, which is great. I really, it's fun to be able to do that stuff. Fitness. Again, I'll hit you with this. Like, I think I've been as more consistent with my fitness now because, and what are the positives here and the silver lining in such an uncertain time? Like, it was cool. My boss at Reebok sent this thing over to the whole team, and like, what are the things you're grateful for? And I thought it was a really good drill. Like, just one thing you're grateful for in this new normal that we're in for a while. And I said, it's like, well, I'm really grateful that I never miss bedtime anymore. It's like, yeah, there's a lot to think about of like the uncertainty, but I'm grateful for. I'm gonna wake. She'll wake up in an hour and a half, and I'm gonna be there and eat breakfast with her, and then I can put her down for the bedtime. And these are the things I would struggle with a lot. During the week, and with my long days and the commutes. Like, hey, gas prices. Well, it doesn't matter because my car's been in the parking lot for a week. And I get it, like, from an economic perspective, things are becoming more challenging for everybody, certainly if you own a business, but there's a lot that you're cutting down on now, the non-essentials and things like that. And, so the positives are, I'm not driving as much. So the car repairs are going to go down. The gas prices, don't matter too much. So, there are some silver linings there. I get to spend time with my wife, and, even though I think that, like, we might be spending more time with each other than we ever have, and it might be like, wow, it's like, we joke, how many kids are going to be made, and how many marriages are going to be strained during this time. And I can tell you there are many times where we've gotten frustrated with each other, and then we were just like, 5 minutes, like, I'm sorry, and like, at the end of the day, it's like we made it, and having those conversations, because spending this long in the house with your spouse or whomever, it's just very different. So communication is going to be a big ticket item. Leveraging, again, like my team, and like also if you're on a team, like, it's like, it's getting, making sure that you're empathetic with your team, getting to know your team, not getting frustrated, which, it's easy to do. And, so there's a lot of those little things. But, this is a time where no one can really predict what's going on and what's happening. We can obviously protect yourselves and all those things, and your beliefs or not. And I'm not here to, preach about anything. I just think that I like to, listen to what, we should be doing, and whether I fully agree with it or not doesn't matter. And I think what matters is, well, what can you do to be positive and make people feel, healthy and happier and in a better place. And I think that with what we've done at our gyms, with what we've done with the Ham plan and those things, I think that we've done some pretty cool things. Expect things to be very different, that's for sure. But like anything, we'll settle in, and so hopefully we find some things that are in this podcast that are helpful. But don't always look at the negative. Look at some of the positive stuff. Take care of your people, and keep this stuff simple. But I'm really, really proud of my One Nation community, Reebok community, and we're only going to keep pushing. So, give us follow what One Nation's doing, what Reebok CrossFit One and Reebok HQ Gym is doing with the Ham plan, because our goal is to continually increase the value of what we're delivering, even though we're not on site any longer. So, and I truly believe we can deliver a product that people will want. And it comes down to how we deliver it and really engaging with the consumer. So, and you. So guys, really appreciate 20 minutes on the soapbox. We're at home a lot more. So if you have some questions on the podcast or want me to do something, but let me know. Guys, work hard, have fun, appreciate it. Stay safe, be healthy, stay fit, be positive. See you out there.